So, hello, my name is Richard, and I represent MeetFrank as a country manager. As you know, the candidate applications have been fluctuating in this pandemic situation, and the future could turn out interesting to say the least. So, let's look into talent trends in the Baltic region and beyond, shall we? So, first of all, what is MeetFrank? It is a consumer driven marketplace for jobs. Our users are front and center in our attention scope. We believe that everyone should be available on the job market, stress free, and you should never stop looking until you love what you do. Our users are anonymous as much as they want to, and we deliver individual experience to each job seeker, so you're the captain of your own ship. Sorry, next slide. So, we are one of the fastest growing HR startups in Europe right now. We have more than 450,000 active app users, and every day we onboard new job seekers on the platform. In Latvia alone, we average 20 to 30 users per day. Of course, we wouldn't be able to provide the needs of job seekers without the employers, so we have onboarded more than 5,000 business accounts. Thousands of job offers are published on MeetFrank every month, which gives us a good insight into the market trends, supply, and demand. And we have grown more than 5 times in the past 12 months. So a big thank you to those who are a part of the journey. Here are some more numbers. More than 90% of our users have a job right now, and we have created a safe space for job seekers to seek advice and support. And that manifested into community groups, which are active in each of our represented countries. We also provide employers with tools and insights on how competitive is the offer compared to others and expectations of users on the market. By the way, you don't have to subscribe to do this research on our platform, so you can surely go and check it out for yourself. So here you can see our user distribution globally. 58% of all users are senior, lead, or executive level specialists. Mid-level specialists take up the second largest group on the platform, which is 23%. And of course, junior and entry are on the short end. Now, talent situation in Baltics and beyond. So with all of our data and insights, let's summarize it. There's an extreme shortage of active candidates on the market and has been ever since the first COVID wave. The market is slow. For example, before the first wave of COVID, it took up to 45 days to find a perfect matching candidate, but now it can take more than 60 days. The reasons for the reactive job seeker can be various. Some people apply to job offers because they need to. There can be a shortage of savings, and they're possibly unemployed. Some apply because they don't really care if they will get fired from their existing position. They're just looking for a better or other opportunities. Since their skills are in good demand and will be valued in the near future, they don't have a lot of risk. But most are waiting for the situation to settle to some degree and then look to apply for other opportunities, since it is very scarce for them to change the situation as it is right now and lose their existing job. So let's look at past and present in numbers. A research by McKinsey suggests that around 30% of the workforce right now will look to change their job after the COVID situation stabilizes. Imagine that that's a third of all people. Right now, the situation month over month is getting better. More and more candidates are applying, but the volume is still at an all-time low. Whether you like it or not, usually about 15% of employees are actively looking for better opportunities. And we believe that the percentage of new opportunity seekers on our platform will grow by more than 20% right after the COVID is somewhat tamed, and that is a large number growth. Now, active job seeker actions. Before the first wave, March of 2020, the application volume was 9.7% of all users. Right now, the situation is reviving slowly and is right around 7%. And as mentioned before, we believe that it will grow by about 20% more in the hopeful near future if the situation stabilizes. So the data we measure is conversion rates from job openings, opening views till making an application. So with the first COVID-19 wave, the conversion suffered a 41% fall, which means that almost half of the people on the market decided not to take any actions towards applying to job openings at that time. A strong recovery was noticed in autumn last year, which happened just within a 3-month period, as you can see from these charts. The recovery was the strongest in Estonia and Finland, but less in Latvia and Lithuania, because the second wave hit Latvia and Lithuania slightly earlier. You could say we were ahead of the curve, so to speak. The second wave impact was even more heavy. A 65% drop took place from September to April. But right now, the opening consumption is increasing steadily month over month. However, conversions are at a low level still. Now let's look at the chart of job offers on the market. Here you can see the volume of it and the changes. This would be specifically openings. The first wave had a massive impact. The drop was significant in a very short period of time. However, we cannot say that for the second wave, since companies were ready and the wave did not impact them, the job marketplace, as much as previously. Somehow companies already got used to it. A big part in this has to be based on startups. Since they're growing with a massive pace, and there's absolutely no shortage of new job openings every day, they are very, very active on the job marketplace. Not only startups thrived and were stable through both waves, but let's get to that in some next slides. Now, let's see some reasons. There are multiple reasons for these impact changes, but here are some good guesses of them. Now, uncertainty. Average talent does not want to take any risks with job switch, as this puts them at risk at this moment. They will basically be risking their livelihood if they have no savings. Company stability. You don't know how the potential company is doing in reality instead of what they portray on any media. Probation time. If you're the last one in, you're the first one out. If things get tough for the company, you are at risk of getting rid of. People value stability over ambition at this moment. This does not correlate to higher salary factor sliding down in the highest motivator scale. We'll see that in the next slide. But this is how it is. So, and the next one is no idea when the situation will end. So a potential candidate cannot even set an action date for a potential job exploration. And growing competition. As you can see, the market is growing with these wonderful job opportunities. The competition is growing as well. So there's so much opportunity and competition at the same time. So candidates are not sure if they should apply right now and if this is the right time. And last but not least, remote onboarding. I personally was remotely onboarded. So I have never seen my colleagues face to face, so to speak. Now, for some people, remote onboarding is not the best way to do it. They are scared, and this doesn't seem like the best way to base a relationship right now. So I understand them, and this is a very big concern for a lot of these candidates. So what motivates job seekers? So here we can see that the highest motivator in all MeetFrank markets is new challenges and growth opportunities, not higher salary, which was the top motivator before for some years. We see this trend still sliding down. New candidates are looking for something more than just salary, since in today's world, most of the jobs we do are our lifestyle and a way of being outside of the office, basically doing the same actions. So you're inside of your actions every day. We can also see that remote work for now is only on the 4th place. But this motivator will soon jump up, since this is a near must in this pandemic, and our users will update it over time in their profiles. Now, let's look into the future. We have 2 scenarios. So, the future seems uncertain, but somehow it seems that there could be 2 possible scenarios. So, as mentioned before, the potential growth of applicant numbers could go up extra 20% at least. Once the situation settles and people chase passion instead of salary, so a big inflow of job seekers could be expected. Or the pandemic does not slow down for the foreseeable future, and candidates are still uneager to look for other opportunities for a while. They stay with the position they are in right now, just for the sake of being stable, even though they are not happy at all, and possibly everything's on fire, like this wonderful dog meme. But let's dive a little bit deeper. So, from the ongoing trends that we have seen during the pandemic, which is the nearest we have to existing situation, we estimate that even if a 3rd wave hits, most of the companies on MeetFrank are ready for it. Remote work is here to stay. A large number of CEOs would be more prone to be back on this on-site working instead of staying in a remote work model, even after the pandemic is over. However, employees are voting against that, even after limitation lifts. Prospecting of candidates. That will be done equally evaluating hard skills and emotional intelligence. It is a valuable skill set combination and a more stable investment once a company hires an emotionally intelligent person rather than just pure skills-oriented employee. It can bring essentially a better ROI. Now, growth and happiness over salary. As mentioned before, people are looking for something more than just pure salary. Nowadays, you cannot just promise someone free coffee, bean bags, and a foosball table. So you need to involve your employees, make them a part of your team, of your journey, of your goal, and we see that as a big goal and an advantage in the near future. So, startups. Sorry, the slide changed. Startups. They will continue to grow as a serious force on the job marketplace, taking more and more of the job opening space. Just in March this year, VCs have invested twice as much in startups than in February, and the number continues to grow. Also, VCs investing 3.5 times more year over year in European tech startups should give a clear picture of how exactly valuable new companies are and their ambitions. Startups and scale-ups recovered quickest during the pandemic first wave. However, there are still companies which have not recovered and unfortunately went bankrupt. And those would be SMEs, which subsequently lost a lot of space in the new employee hiring arena. Stable enterprises also were not as much affected since their technology was proven over time and withstood the test of time and, in this case, pandemic. But let's touch on that a bit later. So, what type of company interests our candidates? 17% of the candidates don't really care what type of company are they applying or working for. 41% prefer stable corporations and 42% prefer startups. So as you can see right now, the candidates are not inclined to either side, and the distribution is pretty equal. We don't see much potential changes in the future. However, a mention which I should give is the fact that so many more startups are born every year. If I'm not mistaken, every year there's about 20% more, 30% more startups born than the previous year. And just looking at that sheer of volume of them, a larger piece of the pie could go to the don't care section, since some of the preconceptions hold people off in getting involved in these new type of companies. In short, both sides will be a force to reckon with. Okay, so let's recap. So what did we learn today? First of all, MeetFrank is an awesome startup. I am proud of what we have achieved already, and you should get in touch with me if you would like to find great employees. Did you write that down? Find Richard on LinkedIn and reach out. Okay. Talent shortage. There's a shortage of talent on the market right now, but in both of our covered scenarios, the future looks a bit brighter than it is now. So keep thinking good thoughts. Stability over ambition. People value stability over ambition right now, so encourage and value your existing employees. If you have the chance to make and hire new employees, make them feel at home. If the global situation settles, then be ready for a flood of more than 30% of employees switching their jobs and being active on the job market. If this happens, let's be ready. Now, last but not least, higher salary offers will not always be the most craved ones. In order to hire good quality talent, look at offering great environment and a place to grow. So good luck and stay safe.